Hi, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. I am so pleased to have everyone here. My name is Sarah Baker. I am currently the marketing manager at the Storage Group. And we're really excited to talk to you all today. So, as a digital marketing agency, the Storage Group's goal is always to help storage facility owners, storage facility businesses maximize their profit through having, the best online presence possible and best marketing strategies. So today's webinar, we're glad you made it because it dives into how your potential tenants are finding their storage facilities of choice, whether that be a search online, whatever it may be. And it goes really deep into how you can boost your chance of being that particular storage facility chosen. So really exciting stuff here today, and we'll just get right into it. And also, if you have any questions, you should have a question panel that pops up on your right-hand side of your screen. So feel free to type in any of those questions, and we'll dive into those at the end of this presentation. All right. So starting with a quick agenda here, and again, we're only taking up, 20 to 30 minutes of your time, so we'll try to keep it brief for you. But starting off with search engine optimization. So, you hear this term thrown around a lot. We're going to go into what that actually means, just some basic terminology, and give you an idea as to why that's important. We also have local search engine optimization. You'll know what that is and why those particular rankings are very important. We have a couple of tools that have, really greatly relate to dynamic listings local search engine optimization. So rather, those tools are dynamic listings and reputation management. So that has to do with your local listings and your customer reviews and how that all relates to local SEO. And a little bit later, we'll be going into organic search engine optimization. So again, you'll learn what that is early on in the presentation, and then you'll learn, specific tools and tricks to get this organic SEO rankings boosted. Then we'll just go into a little research that, TSG does specifically and what we do for our clients in regards to search engine optimization. So some pretty exciting stuff today. Stay tuned. All right, to start off, we will start with a poll question. So I'll read this off to you after I launch it. So hopefully that's showing up on your screen there, but question is, do you all currently understand what factors affect your website's online rankings, right? Are you on that same page? So answers are yes, maybe it's no, maybe somewhat. So I'll give you a minute or so to go ahead and follow through with that vote. Awesome. Looks like about 2/3 of you have voted. I'll give you a few more seconds. All right, perfect. You have 5 more seconds here, and then I'll close up the poll. All righty. I'm going to close that here. I'll share the results with everyone. All right, so 0% said no, so that's awesome. So we already have a ton of people kind of on that same page. It looks like 83% of you have somewhat of an idea. And then 17% of you said yes. And so, that's all great. So for those of you that said yes, we'll just get a little deeper into those factors, right, and the importance of it. And for those of you that said somewhat, no worries at all, because we are going, way deeper into what exactly is affecting your online presence and why it's important. All right. So again, as I said, we'll start with some basic terminology. So search engine optimization, what is it? Why is it important to you? SEO is what it's commonly abbreviated to, and I'm sure you've heard that term tossed around there. But this is basically the methods, the practices that increase the quantity as well as the quality of traffic to your website. So of course, as storage facility owners, that's incredibly important, right? You want, actual potential tenants coming to your website, potential tenants that can turn into revenue, right? So pretty interesting stats here. 91% of people do not go past the first page of search results. And I'm sure you know that, when you're on Google, when you're on Yahoo, and you search something in a search engine, you very rarely will go to that second page. So keep in mind that first page is your key point for your possible revenue. That's where you want your business to show up. With that being said, 50% of people don't even go past the first three choices. So, the higher that you can get, the better. But your main concern truly is being on that first page of search results. Let's break it down a little bit further. So there's two big parts of search engine optimization. You have your local SEO and you have your organic SEO. So as you see here in that first orange box, local SEO, this displays your business and products to local customers, right, in your area, searching for your provided products and services. So as you know, anytime you search for a local business, it's really important for any type of business in a local area to show up higher in these local SEO rankings. So then organic SEO, let's move over to that portion. So organic SEO is a technique used to achieve a higher placement on search engine results pages. It's a little more broad, right? But getting your rankings up in general through algorithm-driven methods. And what does that mean? Google, other search engines, they're constantly changing their algorithm. And so really you have to work with that algorithm in order to continue to boost your website. So you got to keep that in mind. All right, deeper into local rankings specifically. Why do you care? Why is this important? So according to Google's research, 76% of consumers do a local search to find a nearby business. So that's important. But then 26% of those searches result in a direct purchase, right? So that's, showing you how possible this revenue is. People trust businesses that show up in Google and other search engines. And I know personally, when I make a search on Google, I absolutely trust these businesses that pop up, especially on that first page of search results. Okay, so with all that being said, online local searches lead 50% of mobile visitors to visit stores within one day. So wow, that shows you, first of all, it's important to have a site that works with mobile devices, of course, but it's also important that you show up on these local searches. All right, so I'm going to put up another poll question here, poll question number 2. I'm going to launch that for you. All right, so this question is, when you're in a new location, how would you personally find a new restaurant, a grocery store, or a gas station, right? What's the typical method that you take? So I'll give you a minute or so again to answer this question. This is just to give you an idea as to how most people are doing local searches. Good, already half of you have voted, so I'll give you about 30 more seconds here. Alrighty, 15 more seconds to go. There's just a few more that haven't voted. Almost there. All right, I'm going to close this poll on up. Share the results with you. All right, this is pretty much exactly what, the majority of TSG would have expected. So 93% of you answered you look up a nearby location on your phone or on your computer. So with this being said, let's go on to the next slide here. So with this being said, and thinking about how you all particularly search for, a restaurant, a grocery store, a gas station, the majority said they'll look up on your phone. So let's dive that into your potential tenants. That's exactly what they're doing also. So you want to get higher up on these local rankings. The majority of people search online, and this absolutely includes storage facilities. Okay, so we've talked about the importance of local rankings, local search engine optimization. Let's get deeper into specific tools, tips, and tricks to boost your local rankings. So you want to make sure all of your listings could be, your business description on Yelp, Google My Business, Facebook, etc. There's many platforms used. But you want to make sure every single one of these listings is the exact same. And when I say exact, it's got to be exact, and then they have to be locked in. You want to avoid any competitors hijacking or tampering with your listings. And this is unfortunately a common occurrence, and it can drag your local rankings down. There's lots of platforms you could use, but to start off, you want to use the most popular platforms for your local listings. So you want to make sure you're absolutely on Yelp, Google My Business, Foursquare, Facebook. You want to be on those popular platforms because that is where the majority of people are looking for local businesses. All right, another factor that's going to drag you down on local listings is having duplicate listings. If you have two of the exact same listing on Yelp, no, that will not hurt you. That's actually going to drag you down. It's confusing to search engine algorithms rather. You also want to increase the number of platforms you're using. So as I said before, you want to start with those popular platforms, but when you get into it, you might as well increase the number of platforms. That increases your chance of being boosted on local rankings. Okay, so why is this all important? Kind of drawing it all together, just note that complete listings with enhanced content, such as listing your services, what your business does, your address, phone number, etc. So these complete listings receive 416% more views, right? So wow, significant factor in increasing your online presence. Okay, so that sounds like a lot of work, and it definitely is. Filling in all those local listings, oh my gosh, it is absolutely absurd how much work it can take, right? So basically, this dynamic listings tool does all of the hard work for you. It locks in your local listings. I know I mentioned that was pretty important, but it also makes it so your competition cannot hijack it. So that totally prohibits competitors dragging you down. It also optimizes listings automatically on 70 search engines, maps, and directories, right? So you remember how we want to increase the number of platforms we're using. That's exactly what dynamic listings does. So not only does it have those really popular platforms, such as the ones listed here, but it also gets, up to 70 more. So it's really great. And just note that the manual work, so if you were to do this on your own, it would take 50 hours at the minimum. I'm guessing it would take much longer than that. Okay, diving into online reviews. So customer reviews on Yelp, on your website, on Facebook. This is another factor that's going to press up and boost your local rankings. So just note, pretty interesting stat here again, 73% of consumers form an opinion after reading just 6 reviews. And I know that, think about your own experience, right? When you're reading Yelp reviews, when you're reading reviews, typically you'll trust what people are saying, especially if that's what the majority of people have to say. Also note with this, the gap time of reading reviews and then making your decision on the business is incredibly small. It's less than 3 seconds, right? So that just shows you how important it is not only to have good reviews, but to just actually have those reviews in general. You want them online. According to Bright Local, a study they did, 88% of people, huge amount, trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations, right? So it just shows you how important, how reliable customer reviews can be. Okay, last poll question here. So I'll put this out. Alrighty, so last poll question of the presentation today. Do you currently use customer reviews on your website for your storage facility? Go ahead and vote. I'll give you a minute or so again. All right, like 30 more seconds here. 3/4 of you have voted. So we got 15 more seconds. Almost there. All righty, closing it down. All right, let's share these results. Okay, so do you use customer reviews on your website currently? Results say 60% of you, yes, so that is fantastic. That's great that a lot of you are already using them. Again, we're going to go deeper into, why they're important and why you should continue to use them, and maybe some tips and tricks on how to handle them. And 40% of you said no. So this will just show you a little bit as to, why you really need those on your website, and why it's going to increase your online presence. Those results. Okay. So online reviews. We'll go into some tips here real quick. So for your customer reviews specifically, to start, make sure you're answering all your reviews. And, depending on the size of your facility, on your business, this may not be attainable, but, try to answer a reasonable amount of them. This not only increases your reputation, but it increases your online interaction. And people see that you care about your customers, and that you interact. This is always important for local businesses because it shows that you have rapport with them. Also, answer your reviews within 1 day. So again, like I said, people like to see that you care, but not only your positive reviews, the most important part here is if you do unfortunately get a negative review, this is where you want to answer immediately within that 24-hour zone. So first, to start, you have to tactfully answer these negative reviews. I would start by apologizing, of course, then emphasizing on what your business typically does well, but then also guiding the conversation offline and, inviting these people to come to you and talk to you about what exactly went wrong within their experience. Last little tip here. This is something I actually recently learned, so pretty interesting. Avoid incentivizing for reviews. Google actually penalizes you, and that'll drag you down on local rankings if they find out this is something that you are doing. Okay, so reputation management. Again, coming back into the solution here, right? This totally enhances your online review process. To start, reputation management is an online review system that you can interlace within your website. So as we all know, or you may not know, going on Yelp and then going on Facebook or Google My Business, whatever it may be, it's entirely time consuming, and we already have fully, very crazy schedules. So this online review system, this reputation management, allows you as a facility owner or a business owner to answer all reviews from one all-inclusive dashboard, so right, one platform, and you can just answer all the reviews right there. This reputation management supports the top review systems, which you absolutely need access to, right? Yelp, Facebook, and Google. Not only this, but when people search for storage facilities in your area or storage facilities in general, whatever keywords they may be using, when your site pops up in those search results, the gold star rating from your customer reviews can be seen right there with your website. So pretty cool feature there. This is a super easy to use, right? Very user-friendly tool that can, pretty much boost your local rankings as soon as people start to use this tool and start giving you online reviews. Not only this, but it just increases your community connection, which I'm sure as a storage facility owner, you can agree this is wildly important. Alrighty, organic rankings. So almost done here. A few more slides. Let's go deeper into what organic rankings are, why they're important, and what it has to do with your revenue specifically. So organic rankings are your placement on search engine results pages through algorithm-driven methods. And I know I said that earlier, but just note that higher organic rankings are achieved through best search engine optimization practices. We'll get into those practices on the next slide here, but just, take a moment to realize the big connection here. There's a direct relationship with your stand on SERPS's, right, search engine results pages, and your revenue. Okay, so the best way for me to go into the tools, tips, and tricks for search engine optimization and for organic ranking specifically is dial into what our search marketing specialists do. We have a really extensive and awesome specialized search marketing team that is able to provide you with, the best website content and the best SEO strategies for your site specifically. So TSG's search marketing specialists can help do a number of things. So they research and identify target keywords. What that means is they figure out the words that your potential tenants are most commonly using in search engines, right, to find storage facilities. And these will be interlaced through your website content. Maybe it's headings, maybe it's photos, whatever it may be. And with this, they fully optimize your content, your tags, your images to boost your organic rankings, right? And this is a specialized skill that they have. This is not only a one-time process, they will continuously optimize your content, right? It's not a one and done type of deal. More so, it's a continuous research, continuous analysis type of process. So search engine algorithms, we gotta, as I said earlier, we have to note that it's constantly changing, on a week-to-week basis. Maybe it's even day-to-day. They're always changing, and that is something that our search marketing team keeps up with. So in order to boost your organic rankings, you absolutely have to be up to date with that research. Not only this, just to add as a bonus, our search marketing team provides monthly rankings reports. So something about the storage group is we always want full transparency with our clients, right? We want to show you your ROI and how your investment is for you. And so we show you, where you started, how your online presence has grown, how much website traffic your website is getting, so on and so forth. So it's really important to see those stats. Okay, so that is basically everything that we wanted to talk about today, kind of giving you some brief, terminology on what it is exactly that we do and why it is so wildly important. So, alrighty, so we do have a few questions here. I have two of our employees joining us today. Jason and Jason, are you guys here?
Yes, we're here. We're here.
Perfect. So they're just going to help me answer everyone's questions today. So let's see, I'll click on, first question, will a playback of this be made available? Yes, this will be made available. Actually, tomorrow a email will be sent out and it will have the recording of the webinar. So no worries there. Okay, so another question, one of the Jasons could answer this one. So the question is, I do not know if we have customer reviews on my website, but since you are my web developer, you can add that. So yeah, we'll be in touch with you. Sorry, I guess that's not necessarily a question. And we'll follow up with anyone who asks these questions. Okay, question here, how do you answer a review? Can you answer on Google too? So Jason?
Yes, you can answer a review actually straight from Google if you log into your account for your business, or you can reply right into the listing. And when you do answer a review, you want to make sure that it's professional. And if it's anything like a negative review, like Sarah said earlier, you want to try to take that offline, maybe leave like your email address in the comments and kind of direct the conversation to a place where you can kind of hash it out.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. Hopefully that answers your question there. All right. Moving on to the next question that we got. Okay, so the next question was actually, how much does your dynamic listings program cost? We don't have, or I don't specifically have, rather, as a marketing manager, have the specific pricing. As you see here, Jill Baker's contact information is displayed on screen. So if any of you are, wondering on pricing, if you're wondering on more, curious about more details about the specific products I mentioned today, you can go ahead and contact Jill Baker there. You can write down her email, but we'll also be sending out a follow-up email tomorrow, again, with that recording. So that will also have Jill's phone number and email, and she's a smart lady. She can give you all the information. So we'll just go into 2 or 3 more commonly asked questions, and then we will end the webinar today. So a commonly asked question we also get is, how does Google determine who to rank first on number 1 spot? So Jason.
So Google, they actually use a numerous amount of factors. So some say around 200. So there's actually a lot that comes into play here. Having your content optimized is going to be a big one, as well as having your listings synced. So these 2 ones are going to kind of go into play as like a major factor. So making sure that your website address matches all your listings, making sure that it's correct on your Google My Business, and making sure that all their content on your site has the correct types of keywords that you're trying to target for. So if you're in storage or portable storage, you're going to want to make sure that keywords associated with those categories are being optimized on your site.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. We'll just top the day off with one last commonly asked question. So how long can I expect it to take before my website starts showing up in search engine results?
This all depends. So there is ways to actually kind of speed up the process, but there isn't really a set exact time. If your website is new, a lot of times what Google will do is they'll sandbox your site. So maybe they don't trust you enough, or because you're just brand new to this space, they don't really know who you are or what you're doing. But obviously our team does take measures into making sure that we accelerate this. You can get verified with Google and the other search engines. Submit your site maps, and that's kind of a way for Google and Bing to read your sites and read all the content and kind of index you into their search engines. And having these listings like Google My Business and Yelp, a way to kind of connect the dots for Google and legitimize yourself.
Awesome. Alrighty. So I hope you all enjoyed our webinar. Those were just some common questions that we get, and then we hopefully got to everyone's questions. I answered all the ones that I received here in this chat system. But again, feel free to email me. My email will be in the email sent out, or Jill Baker as displayed here on this screen. So thank you all so much for joining us, and I hope you have a wonderful day.